All right, good morning, traders. Today is February 7th, 2024. My SPY pivot this morning is 492.22. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. SPY, FNGU, Diamond Dow, and QQQ all closed over the bullish trap, over the 17 EMA trend indicator. IWM closed inside a bearish trap, a little bit different there, and under the 17 EMA. Gold maintains its bull flag, closed over the bullish trap and over the 17 EMA trend indicator. Silver remains bearish and closed the day below the bearish trap and below the 17 EMA trend indicator for the third day in a row. USO closed and inside the bearish trap and below the 17, but still hanging on to the uptrend. UNG has entered downtrend status. All right, it's closed under a bearish trap below the 17 EMA and started the downtrend because it broke the higher low that was previously set. Okay, so US dollar index closed above the flat 200 SMA and is currently in the breakout. So let's go take a look at some charts. Picture SPY, all right, higher low, equal high, closing over the trap. Okay, so let's take a look at 10-minute chart. Where's my pivot? See the bottoms of these wicks down here showing me these are buyers here. Well, my pivot's 492.22, so these buyers fail me. I don't think I want to be a bull, all right? We just consolidated all day yesterday. All right, so if those buyers fail me, something's gone awry. So that's my SPY pivot, 492.22. Back to the daily chart. Let's go take a look at QQQ. Here's the NASDAQ, QQQ closing over the trap, over the trend indicator. We got a higher low and squeaked out a little bit higher high there on QQQ. FNGU closing over the trap, over the trend indicator. Got a lower low and a lower high. So there's FNGU. Let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Okay, Diamond Dow got a higher low and a lower high. So got an inside day for Diamond Dow yesterday. All right, closing over the trap, over the trend indicator. Now this is the one that doesn't fit. IWM, Russell 2000. Okay, closing inside a bearish trap under the trend indicator. See how that's different? All right, so we also have, let me move this up and out of the way. Come on, get out of the way. Right there. We also have an uptrend line right there. So it may make some strides today. We'll see what happens. All right. It looks like we're bouncing off of that diagonal support right there. All right. So we closed inside the trap under the trend indicator there. All right. With a higher low and a higher high. So nice bounce there on IWM. Still got to break over this high. All right. Got to break this high and this high so we can keep that uptrend going. All right. We start breaking below the low here, and I think we got ourselves a downtrend. All right, there's IWM. All right, USO. Okay, this is crude oil. Okay, crude oil made a double bottom here, triple bottom here. All right, double bottom produced a high. Triple bottom produced a higher high. Okay, so we got a higher low and a higher high. So we're in an uptrend. Okay, if this breaks, this triple bottom, all right, and we could find ourselves in a downtrend. Don't want to break the triple bottom here. There's USO. Now for the daily candle, we got a higher low and a higher high, closing inside the bearish trap underneath the 17 EMA trend indicator. So still just consolidating here. No breakout on energy yet. Nothing happening there. UNG, different story. All right, UNG breaks the low down here. Okay, so we now are in downtrend status. This was the higher low. We broke the higher low yesterday. we produced a lower high and a lower low. We broke the low here, so now we're in downtrend. It had all this to pull back because there was nothing there. They didn't put in any consolidation, so it was all the way down here. So we're in a downtrend, so you can see below the trap, below the trend indicator, lower high, lower low. UNG. Let's take a look at US dollar. All right, here's US dollar. Here's the July lows. Like to see the July lows again. All right, here's the October highs. Here's the November failure to make a new high. All right, right there, failed. Came down to the 200. We tested minor support and then some major support over here. Notice the crosshairs lining up over here. Major support right there. All right, came back, tested the downtrend line, consolidated in a bull flag, and then broke out to the flat 200, and then consolidated for maybe 2.5, 3 weeks there. And we stayed there so long, then we broke out again. So now we're up over this. That makes this candle, this green candle here, the rubber band candle, all right? So the rubber band could call price back to the flat 200. Flat 200 is our point of interest. That makes this spike and this candle right here the rubber band candle. All right, so looks like price is calling, rubber band is calling price back to the rubber band candle. We'll back to the flat 200. So we'll see what happens here with the U.S. dollar. So strong dollar, not good for the markets because it makes our goods and services more expensive to the foreign countries that we like to sell to. So we don't want a strong dollar. We want a weak dollar. Okay, but we don't want it so weak that it causes inflation either. All right, so there's U.S. dollar index. All right, so let's take a look at economic calendar. Not a big week this week, okay? We had Powell spoke over the weekend. All right, that's on 60 Minutes if you want to YouTube it. You can find it probably on YouTube somewhere. Powell spoke on 60 Minutes. Tuesday, nothing much, just a bunch of Fed speakers, 4 of them. None of them were Powell. All right. Wednesday, that's today, more Fed speakers. None of them are Powell. All right. Powell did say that the majority of the FOMC directors are kind of on the same page. There's maybe a few, maybe a couple outliers, but he said as far as he knows, the majority are all on the same page as far as not raising rates and kind of holding firm, but not making any cuts till the middle of summer. All right, so for today, we have 8:30 International Trade in Goods and Services at 8:30, and we got a crude oil status at 10:30. Other than that, some Fed speakers and consumer credit at 3 p.m. All right, Thursday, that's tomorrow. Jobless claims at 8:30. Wholesale inventories at 10, and a natural gas report at 10:30. Got a Fed speaker and a Fed balance sheet. Friday, absolutely nothing going on Friday. See that? Baker Hughes rig count at 1 p.m. That's it. That's it. Very, very light week. Okay, so I don't expect a whole lot to change in the markets without any new data. Okay, now let's go see what else could move the market. Well, earnings could move the market, and that's not what we wanted. So let's go to here and click that one. All right. So today's Wednesday. BYOB is going to report this morning, 191 billion. All right. Disney's going to report tonight, 176 billion. All right. Total Energies SE, they're going to report this morning, 167 billion. Uber's going to report this morning, 141 billion. CVS going to report this morning, 93 billion. All right, that's pretty much. Got some other ones that we trade, like O'Reilly, PayPal, McKesson. But all in all, these are the notables that could move the market, and they're really not big enough to really move the market. Okay, so unless they were like best in class, then it would cause a whole sector to move around. But so far, I don't see any of these as being really best in class right there. So there's Wednesday. Let's take a look at tomorrow. S&P Global, 143 billion. Philip Morris, 142 billion. All right, ConocoPhillips, 130 billion. All three of those report in the morning. Unilever doesn't know when it's going to report. AstraZeneca in the morning as well, 100 billion. Duke Energy, that's another one we trade. 73 billion. International Intercontinental Exchange, that's at 72 billion. Everything else is just stuff that we trade, but not enough to really move the market. So nothing big going on there. Friday, PepsiCo, they're going to report 234 billion in the morning. Enbridge, 73 billion. Other than that, it's a light day. Southern Copper, they don't know when they're going to find their P&L. Same with Honda and POSCO. Okay, not Costco. That's POSCO. Different than Costco. Okay, sounds the same, but it's not. So, Max Payne for today. Let's refresh it, see what we get. Okay, Max Payne for today. We have 2-1 puts the call, and Max Payne is 490. All right. Doesn't look like we're heading in that direction in the pre-market. In the pre-market, we're up at 495.28. It's really popping and hopping up there, close, breaking out over the top. So, I don't see Max Payne being an issue today. All right, so that's it. We'll take a look at a few sectors, then I'm going to take some questions, and then I'm going to go render my video. Here's a few sectors that we'll look at. First one, XLF. All right, bullish on the daily chart. See what's going on. Consolidation, bull flag right there. Okay, we got green. Closing over the trap, over the trend indicator. XLF looking good. IYT. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Closing over the trap, over the trend indicator, and a breakout of a probably looks like a month and a half consolidation. So there is a big bull flag breakout right there. Hopefully this is not a false breakout. It doesn't get rejected. We don't want that. But there's a nice breakout in the transports right there. What's next? Let's look at SMH. All right, SMH closing over the trap, over the trend indicator, red ugly day, but still bullish. Okay, we got a lower low and a higher high, so increased volatility there. Not quite able to ink out that higher high. Maybe sometime today. We'll see what happens. So there's SMH. Still bullish. All right. So everything is still bullish. All right. Now, Carlos asked me a question. Carlos, okay, do you say it is in the trap if it closes inside the two moving averages? Yes. What if it opens inside the two moving averages but closes outside the two moving averages? Then it closed either under or over it. Yeah. I mean, how do I read it? I mean, this was a bearish day. We gapped up and came down, but all in all, it's still, look, let's just take this one for instance. Okay. We're closing over the trap. You're closing over the 3 EMA. That's still bullish to me. It is not the prettiest day because it's red, all right, and we came down from, we challenged the highs up here. Look at that. I wouldn't doubt it if we got a higher high. So what's the high there? 495.90. What's the high here? 495.89. So that opened up 1 penny below the all-time high right there. Okay, but look, it didn't get crushed. You know, it didn't like wipe out four days of bullish price action. Okay, so for me, this is still working. See the space between the moving averages? That's still working. It's closing over the 3 EMA. All right, it's closing over the trend indicator. Everything's still bullish. It might need to consolidate some more. It's not going straight up. I know a lot of us want it to go like just keep going up and up and up and up and up and up. I like it if it does a little bit of consolidation, takes a little rest, puts in a launch pad, make a launch pad to take off from. So I like that when it does that. All right, so you can see here's SMH from the bottom there. I mean, this is back in 2022. Nice move up, launch pad, and launches right there. All right, this is a pullback to minor support right there. See that? And then launches off to make new highs. So it's a nice move up. I'd like to see this consolidate for 2 or 3 months. That would be ideal, like it did here. I would like to see that. That would be phenomenal. Well, that's not phenomenal, but it'd be really nice if it did that. But this is the SMH, okay? Does that answer your question, Carlos? You're welcome. All right, that's it. I'm going to go render my videos, and I'll see you guys in a little bit.